Alrighty, it's time for tent talk. I'm making this video for guys that may be getting into camping off their bike, doing some moto camping. And I wanted to talk about tents because I've made some mistakes, and I'm hoping some of the things that I've learned will help you not make the same mistakes. So when you're looking at tents, you need to have a list of what is kind of important to you. And I'm going to run down some of the things that I need to have in a tent, kind of non-negotiable. Number one is pack size. Like when it's all packed up, tent poles, tent, rain fly, and the ground cover, all got to be able to fit in my side bag. So pay attention to that. This tent fits my side bags perfect, so that was great. The other thing is I like a freestanding tent where I could put this thing up anywhere. Doesn't matter if there's trees around or not. And a two pole design, like easy peasy, set this thing up. One of the other things to look for, and this is a big one, is the height of the door. When you're getting in and out of these tents, maybe it's because of my age or whatever, but I like to have the door as tall as possible, so it's easy for me to just step into the tent. I don't want to have to get on my knees and crawl in anymore. I've done that, did in the military, so not interested. So it's got to have a tall height. Obviously, I think a two-man tent is minimum size for moto camping. I tried the one-man, 1.5-man tents, and no, too small. If you want to be comfortable, get a two-man. Don't even bother with the smaller tents. So, like I said, get a tent that fits your side bags. Make sure the door height is tall enough for you to where you can comfortably, enter the tent. 2 doors is nice. I like to have 2 doors. That way I could choose which way to get out of the tent. And a good ground cover, to protect your tent. Oh, and ventilation. Yeah, make sure it's got good ventilation. You don't want a stuffy tent, so make sure that it has a feature on the roof like this one does, where it's got good ventilation coming out the top. Obviously, if it's not going to rain, you don't need the rain fly. You can just sleep without it, and then you got plenty of ventilation. But if it comes to where you're going to have the rain fly up, you got to make sure you got some good ventilation. Oh, and bathtub floor. That means, the floor extends up to the sides of the tent. Really helpful for not getting water in. And like I said, a two-man tent, make sure it'll fit you, your size, how tall you are. I don't have that problem. I'm not very tall. So, yeah, and the vestibule on the tent where you can store your boots, riding gear, stuff that might be wet that you don't want to bring in your tent. So make sure you got a decent vestibule outside your door, and you have some extra room in the tent to store your other stuff that you don't want to leave on your bike overnight. But yeah, that's about it. I every year, I think this is year 3 with the tent, and I haven't had any issues with it. And one of the things I do is I spray it down once a year with permethrin. That's what I'm doing down here with it. Spraying permethrin on it. It's just a bug repellent. Bugs hate it, and ticks and fleas and whatever, might be crawling around in the woods, desert, wherever you might be. They just don't like it. And it's not harmful to humans at all. It's made from some flower. I don't remember what, but carnation or chrysanthemum, one of those. So yeah, that's kind of my routine. Every year I like to give it a spray down with that stuff and let it dry. It stinks a little bit, but nothing horrible. And once it's all dry, I'll pack it up and put it away. Now it's ready for the season. But if you got any questions, hit me up later.